trying to make happen is create a funding environment for innovative early stage businesses in which they can be fostered, in which they can grow. So starting with seed funds that get them, off the ground, get the initial milestones proven, get them to a point where VC people or corporate investors will want to put money in. In other words, there's a huge amount of interesting technology here. One of the issues for us is we've spent vast amounts of money in this country on scientific research in universities. Getting that commercialized is really, really important. Turning that into entities that can trade and sell, and that, there's a lot to that, because you've got to get business people involved, you've got to knowledgeable investors involved. That could certainly, people like business angels become really important there at the early stages. So we've gone the last couple of years, Seed was at the end of 2009, there was one fund with 30 million. There's now 4 funds with 124 million. Giving you 2 things. One, more competition, because you've got 4 fund managers for somebody. If I've got a business, there's 4 people I can talk to. They also have a lot more money. So the policy agenda is around building strong, competitive, exporting businesses. The most immediate short-term aspect of that is responding to the economic crisis, because the construction downturn has caused huge unemployment problems. We've gone over a 3-year period from full employment to 14.5% unemployment. That's a really serious issue. So a lot of what we're doing right now is looking at job creation, job support, innovative new ways in which we can create employment in Ireland. I mean, that's a big sort of short-term aspect of the broader strategy. But really, it all fits within the broader strategy, because employment can only flow from increased exports. But how successful will we be? We have very, very rigorous targets given to us by government in terms of job creation. They're going to be hard for us to achieve, there's no question about that. But what I can certainly say to you is that's the prime focus of what we're about. And we're having to reorientate ourselves in the last couple of years from, not paying too much attention to jobs, because really there were jobs for anybody who wanted a job. Going into a restaurant, you probably still see it in Dublin. I mean, the chances of getting somebody from Ireland, it's a bit more likely now, but it was rare actually up to quite recently to be somebody from somewhere else in Europe who migrated in. This is a challenge for us. I'm not saying we've beaten that. We certainly haven't. We have an awful lot of work to do, but that's what we're focused on doing. Well, I think one of the things we're doing straight away is we're linking into formal business angel syndicates. So these are groups of people that have come together, to make seed investments. Typically know a lot about a particular area. So it might be, sort of software area. It could be whatever. Some of the medical device people have come together. We want to co-invest with those guys. There's a very successful model which can be seen in Scotland on this, where there's a lot of formal business angel investment going on. And of course in the United States, I mean, it's massively important, vastly important. So that's one of the things we're doing. We've invested in 4 new seed funds quite recently. We're going to do another one, but this one, as I say, focused on co-investment with business angels. So the partners here won't be banks, but they'll be business angel syndicates. Other things, I think we've other types of funds we're looking at. So of the growth funds, if you want, say, if you want very big sums of money, you can get it. But maybe you want money between 5 million, 10 million. Some of our guys are finding it difficult to get this sort of money from. So we're investing in some funds there in that area. It's got to be where the competitive advantage for the country lies, is in those high-tech areas. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Having said that, you have to find ways in which the broad range of the population, people who've been hit, where they fit into that, and how does you've got to have a balanced economy. But clearly, the companies that are going to succeed are those where there is a natural advantage. Now, there are some, outside the technology area, there are some significant natural advantages around the food industry. Certain things can be produced here very cost effectively. Anything related to the dairy industry, you have a look around, it's green, it rains, it's you produce beef and you produce dairy from naturally growing grass. It's an incredibly low cost production system. So there's all sorts of natural advantages around aspects of the food industry, and raising the value added on that is an important aspect. So that's one that's probably outside the high-tech area, even though there's a lot of high-tech going into that these days. There really is an awful lot of research. You know, it's so it's a balance. It's job. I mean, the short-term thing is certainly around jobs, but really, what's going to work for Ireland and what is working for Ireland is you know, innovative businesses, technology-enabled, and we have developed world leaders in that. For some very early stage companies have become world leaders in that area. You just need to find ways in which you can deliver enough jobs from that technology segment of the industry, and